check. Okay, guys. Cool.
Jeez, dude, why this camera so close?
Yeah, you gotta scoot back a little bit. You're a bit blurry too,
Yeah,
but
jeez.
guys, we're making do. James is on the road here. I'm still in my living room, not going nowhere. But markets, we're gonna just kind of look at the markets today, talk a little bit of the news. Not a big stream today. Once again, our guest was not able to join us last minute, so unfortunately, just James and I today. Guys, as usual, 50K Maven account for whoever's got the best sort of question. Let's chat about the NFP there tomorrow. Some people are asking, and NFP is actually tomorrow, which
correct. It's a weird one.
Yeah, I'm not too sure why they switched it to a Wednesday. It was supposed to be last Friday, but they pushed it forward. Do you have any expectations going into NFP?
Oh, bro, to be honest, I don't really look at the news releases. I rather wait. I'll see what it comes out as and then react from there. They're always adjusting them anyway, but it is a weird one. NFP, it's because of the government shutdowns, lockdowns. That's why they've moved it out.
Yeah, well, I thought those were over.
Yeah, well, they put it back in.
Oh, no way. Okay.
Yeah.
It's been on and off for, some of these things, it's actually pretty, even though this is, my full-time job, some of these things, like you lose track because there's so much going on right now in markets. And I imagine just people are getting confused then, honestly. Like if I'm getting confused, then I imagine a lot of people are getting confused and just kind of doing random stuff. Right?
Exactly. It's like that.
Oh, nice. Now all of a sudden you've reached your destination there.
No, it is a bit of a weird one. I'm still flat actually this whole week, Hunter. I don't know about you from the trading perspective, but it's I got a nice long on Friday, which obviously we rallied on, and I was expecting a little bit of a continuous play to the high side after squeezing quite hard. So, and then this week I've just been kind of just sitting flat, just letting markets do its thing, right?
Yeah, fair. I think I see a similar sort of outlook as you. I'm just going to pop up the chart here, and we can see. Hey, we're looking at gold right now, and gold has been pumping up this past couple of days here. We managed to catch a long, just 1 ounce of gold on a personal account here, way down here, and we're shooting for those new highs. But in terms of waiting for the NFP tomorrow, you can see the indecision coming into the market. It's always like this right before FOMC, right before NFP. People don't like to make too much of a decision. So you can see, kind of ranging from side to side. You got the wicks on either side here. You got the wicks here, right? So nobody really wants to make too much of a decision. And coming into NFP though, usually if you're looking at, I wonder if I can switch my screen share actually to, let me change this. I am screen sharing. Hide screen.
Yeah, see, YM's coming back down at the moment. Thank you.
We'll look at it in a moment there. I want to just look at, we can continue talking about NFP here, the entire screen here. So here we go. Cool. So we've got the unemployment rate. And if you're looking at the data throughout history, this is just slowly creeping up. Now, the expectation is going to be the same. But in my mind, it's slowly creeping up, right? So if you look at each individual one, we'll hover over, let's look at the actual, right?
Yeah.
You can see it slowly coming up, right? And each time, you got, I don't know if you can see over here in the corner, so I'll highlight for some people, right? 4.6 and then drop down to 4.4, 4.4, 4.3, 4.2, right? So 4.1. So it looks like on average it goes up by 0.1 lately ish, right, per month. So maybe this is actually going to be a little bit higher than expected because it does look like it is growing, right? So I'm on the opinion that, hey, 50-50 chance that this actually is higher than the forecast and we have a higher unemployment rate. So what does that mean for the markets is, gold's probably going to go up from that, right? that's going to confirm my bias. Are you similar sort of opinion on there?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I would not be surprised to see markets get a little bit of a retracement after NFP.
Yeah.
I mean, as I said, we had such a big, down week last week until Friday, and then literally everything just closed on the highs. So, gold probably will go up after NFP, but obviously, anything can happen in the markets. It has been. Look at gold, where gold and silver had like massive down days after, and then you just retraced all of the move in the next couple of trading days. So there's no certainties, but I would not be surprised to see indexes fall after NFP. Personally, I think that the Nasdaq could be maybe at least back down to maybe 25K, where 24,500 even, where we see moments 25.3. So yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting. I've never had NFP on a Wednesday.
So usually end of the week, right? So it does change
first
things
Friday every month. Yeah, it does for sure. I agree with that.
You know what actually is that's a really interesting point is and I love that you said it because I didn't even think about it. But you have 2 more days of trading in that week.
Yeah.
So whatever the NFP prints, that weekly candle it's not done yet, right?
Correct. Yeah.
And when it's on Friday, that weekly candle, you can get a pretty good estimation. This candle could literally end anywhere still, right?
Yeah. Because normally NFP happens and you got it's the last trading day of the week. So normally the nice volume and that comes in on the Monday post NFP, I found,
Yeah.
at least where I'm starting to pick up some nice, more crucial levels. Are you ever trading into NFP? I don't hold trades into NFP, bro, unless I'm in a swing trade.
I mean, for the way I'm currently trading, it doesn't matter. Market opens, news events, things like this. I'm positioned in a way that it's not going to make a difference for my trading style, right?
Yeah.
If I was day trading, still, I wouldn't be trading NFP, right? But mind you, NFP is for me 5:30 a.m. So I'm
You're not
waking
even
up
up.
then.
Yeah.
I'm not sitting at the chart yet. I'm still with my cat in my bed, rubbing my eyes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I mean, I was just on stream as well. I was just saying, be careful of like the tight range. Like some guys, I think maybe even forget that it's NFP tomorrow, so they're trying to, which it can be, markets can be a little bit more range bound before the news release, right?
Yeah, this I'm full on board with you. I think we'll get a big spike somewhere, and then ultimately NQ will drift down, right?
Yeah,
And
I'd like to buy it lower. Yeah, and then it might. Yeah.
And if you're looking at, I don't know if you've ever looked at the Edge Finder here. I really like this. I'm going to give Trader Nick.
I have used it for a little bit, but I would like to get it again. Yeah.
Trader Nick, I'm giving him a little promotion here. This is such a beautiful tool, right? So if we're looking at, the NASDAQ, for example, right? This is incredibly bearish, right? If you're looking at all the, technical bias, right? The current month seasonality, right? Seasonality is something interesting is, different times of year, traditionally markets go up or down. And right now, NASDAQ is more of a bearish sort of month, right? You've got your institutional positioning. Institutions are going very short in the recent change here, as you can see. 50-50 is pretty much as bearish as it gets when it comes to the NASDAQ. I don't know if you've ever looked at the institutional, right?
No, I haven't looked at that in a while. Jeez.
If you think about it logically, right? Markets basically always go up. Bitcoin, NASDAQ, gold, they always go up. So for 50% of institutional traders to be bearish would mean that's super bearish because it's going up, right?
Yeah.
So as we get closer and closer to 50, you can see, hey, that's pretty dang bearish, actually, right? And that nearly 5% change this week is super bad in my opinion. Economic data still doing super good. And I don't know if you want to promote Trump here or whatever he's doing, but looks like his invasions and everything are good for the economy, right?
buying of Greenland.
Yeah, exactly. And then again, inflation kind of showing some issues, but the job market thing again, terribly bearish. So as you can see,
how's this question?
Yeah.
Do events like the Epstein files increase volatility in futures markets? That's funny.
Yeah. Well, what's funny enough is like I haven't seen anything be significantly different. No. And it's rather surprising.
It is actually. I mean, all you see on is Twitter, but I mean, there's no nothing really happens, right?
Yeah, it's all over social media, but nobody's reacted.
No.
And it's very interesting. It makes you wonder. The conspiracy theorist in me makes me think that, hey, maybe this is just like them testing to see if they can control the population. You know what I mean? Like let's release something that's so terrible, and then see if people are reactive or not, right? And see if they're able to keep us kind of submissive and not do anything about it, right? Conspiracy theorists, right?
Yeah, NVIDIA is just, but no, they don't. To the question, I mean, if it was a valid question, no, they don't impact volatility in futures markets. The Epstein files do not increase volatility in futures markets. The NFP, CPR will not Epstein files.
I think realistically, anything could impact the volatility, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And what's actually interesting is, if we look at, I had an idea the other day, where, hey, like let's look at some of the names that were in the Epstein files, right? And you had Richard Branson, right? He was in there, right?
Yeah,
he owns Virgin Galactic Holdings, right?
Yeah, Virgin. Yeah.
And what's interesting is, if you look at, hey, when did the Epstein files get kind of released and his name came out? Not too long ago, and started collapsing, right? So hilarious enough, like. You could use that. Like this company still works fine, right? But the panic, you could be buying that panic and using that sort of volatility to your advantage.
Yeah.
Right. Another one that's Microsoft. Because Bill Gates.
Yeah, there's a lot of questions here about news and everything like that. I was actually playing golf about 3 weeks ago with some guy that runs a hedge fund, quite a big hedge fund in South Africa, and he said that he's never met a rich technical trader, but he has met a lot of rich fundamental traders. It was pretty interesting.
Yeah. It's something that I see as well. I do all the interviews for the larger Maven payouts and whatnot, and the best traders consistently are the guys who look at the fundamentals, right? And one of the best strategies I actually ever heard was. It's pretty simple. He doesn't really look at the technicals. What he does is he waits for the news release, and then he watches to see, is there an impulse move yet, right?
Sure.
And so he's looking like, okay, so let's say for an example, this NFP comes out and it is the actual is higher than the forecast, right? So higher in unemployment rate. That would ultimately mean that the NASDAQ is going to go down, right? And gold is going to go up, right? Because that would be, you can kind of see here, unemployment rate. You would see that this would switch to bearish for the NASDAQ, right? And, he would then look at the chart and be like, has it gone down yet for the NASDAQ, right? And if it hasn't dumped, he would take a short, right?
Yeah, interesting.
Ride it out until, and the thing is, because he's not playing the long-term fundamentals. He's playing
short.
Yeah, and not even the short, like he's not trading the news either. So it's super interesting. Like he's not trading the event. What he's doing is he's waiting like an hour, right? If it's not dumped, then and wherever it is here, he would then short it, right?
Sure.
And then he would trade it just down to the next low, sort of thing. And he's like, I'm winning all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's pretty smart actually.
Yeah, just the next day sort of trade. He wouldn't
just the next day. Yeah,
I mean?
Fundamental for the day. Yeah. I mean, I could definitely, where we're sitting at now on ES and like NASDAQ struggling to break through 25,500, even 25,400. I would not be surprised if this comes back down low, at least down to 25K, which it would be 300, 400 points lower.
Yeah. 25. I'm kind of.
But this is all speculation, guys. Like no one knows actually what's going to happen. So
yeah, I'm thinking that nothing really happens for today, just because they're waiting for that NFP release.
Yeah, not doing anything. Jeez.
Even if you're looking at gold, even if you're looking at Bitcoin, everything's relatively flat for the past few days.
Yeah,
they're definitely waiting for whenever. So I noticed with FOMC, whenever there's a midweek news event, so FOMC sort of thing,
sure.
They don't like making decisions because they still have the rest of the week to figure it out.
Right?
Kind of how we were talking about before, where the weekly candle's not done after that news release, right? So they're going to wait for the action, and they still got 2 more days to trade. That's how they lock in their profit. The big traders only care about making money each week. They don't care about each day, sort of thing, right?
Yep. I mean, I'm just having a look here. Yeah, it's coming off the highs here, NASDAQ as well. YM is actually coming back down lower off the highs. We're down 200 points off the highs. That's interesting.
Question here for you. Yes, James. Yep. Do you think that news should affect our trades and entry even when Confluence combines?
Yeah, for sure. As I just said, like if you aren't, I mean, Hunter probably has an answer too, but I think you got to be paying attention to what's happening in and around the news. Whether that's forecasted news, whether it's not forecasted news, I think you definitely know what's happening in and around for markets. You just have to. It's one of those things, and you should account for it.
Totally. I had an interesting question one time on my own live stream there, and I think the question was actually like, do I have to use all the different time frames, right? And it's a simple question, and I was like, no, you don't have to, but you don't have to make money either, right? You know what I mean? And it's the same thing with the news. It's like you don't have to follow the news, but you're gonna have a much harder time making money, right? And the more things that you know, the more things that help you determine whether or not you should be in the market is going to make you more likely to be profitable. So, all the things you don't want to do, and I know you guys, everyone watching at home, I'm the same as you. I was the same guy. I don't want to do any of that either. I want to look at the chart, see a pattern, and then just blindly enter. Make money, not.
I agree. Well, just think of it this way: you can't just come into tomorrow and not know there's any news or NFP that was moved from Friday to Wednesday, and then just blindly enter a trade, and then 5 minutes later, you're like, "Why the hell am I getting stopped out in 10 seconds?" Well, there was NFP news release that was happening. You need to know what's happening around. You can't do something half-heartedly. Let's just say that. That's the easiest way to say it.
Totally. Yeah.
What do you think of NASDAQ shorts here, Hunter?
I'm currently in a light QQQ long, which is the NASDAQ, right?
Okay.
But let's look at.
I'm just looking at stuff now. I'm not short at the moment.
What's interesting is if you're looking at the midterm here, like the 1 hour, you've got a failure to make a new high, right? They've retested that area, right? And they're coming back down now. Mind you, they have this range, so it to me, it's kind of silly to be trading this. And if you're going to be trading on the low time frames, once again, I think it's even sillier. But it's too 50-50 for me right now because of this range.
Yeah,
right.
I agree.
And I am biased to the long side currently, just because the past couple of days we've had nice closes, regaining these zones. I could short it down to 25,150 sort of thing. I think it'll come down there to retest kind of a level. But other than that, like I'm biased to the long side, right? 25,150 would be, just kind of breaking the lows of the day, basically.
Yeah, I mean, where we're sitting, I wouldn't expect a massive move today. I mean, look how we're just bouncing already on the NASDAQ. As soon as I said that, we
just
bounce right back up.
It's one of those boring days, and these are the days where you know, you get to know, you get the opportunity to know if you have a problem when it comes to over trading, right?
Sure.
Uh,
Agreed. I agree with that 100%, bro. Like these are the days where you can overtrade on these type of
yeah.
days.
If you guys watching at home right now, and I wish we could take some trades for you guys, but if you guys are watching at home right now and you're looking at NQ, you're looking at gold, or you're looking at Bitcoin, and you're trying to day trade it, you know, nothing's happening, right? So what do you expect to happen when nothing's moving, right? You're not going to make any money.
Well, exactly. You can be a great trader, but it's tough.
Fair play, fair play. I got a
Telling
question
you,
from Flex. How do institutions
yeah,
exploit retail positioning data? Right. I got a, you know,
yeah, that's in there. Yeah,
a simple answer would be, um, you know, you could look at sentiment, right? I got the Edge Finder back up here, and you can look at the crowd sentiment. You can look at, you know, put to call ratio or the retail sentiment, right? And you know, it's so here's the thing, dude. Like, look at the retail sentiment on the Nasdaq right now, right? You got 90% of retail traders
yeah,
thinking it's bearish, right? And
exactly.
fundamentals tell us it's bearish. So it's probably going to go down, but if everyone's already bearish,
Well, you buy.
exactly. So
Yeah,
naturally this is a really great, you know, way to trade is you look at the fundamentals, you look at the technicals, and you look at the sentiment, right? You can get a really good picture, right? You know,
yeah. I mean, I actually have a friend that literally he looks at like different brokers come out with like a percentage based on like, okay, 70% of euro their traders are long euro dollar. He'll look for short positions because he knows that most
yeah.
traders will lose money. Yeah,
Yeah, it's that works really well in currencies because
yeah,
they don't trend just
correct.
up,
Yeah,
right? It becomes more difficult with something like Nasdaq, with gold, Nikkei, the DAX, right? Because those are investments. People just buy
correct.
and hold, right? But if you look at, hey, let's look at let's see one that's Euro USD right now. Yeah, 71% of people
Are
are
long,
bearish on the Euro
bearish.
USD,
Oh wow. Okay,
which
yeah.
which means they're bullish on the dollar, right?
Dollar, yes.
Yeah, and
Which
bearish on
which
the
is
euro.
interesting because the dollar's been taking a little bit of a beating, bro.
Yeah, let's look at so let's look at the actual chart right now too. Euro USD, pulling it up. I'll put the daily up there. Um, and we've got it says people are bullish on the dollar, right? But they're bearish on Euro USD. So as Euro USD is actually pumping up, right? You can see we've got, you know, a pretty there's a little bit of a wick there, but you know, overall it's been trending and people are just fading this move, shorting it basically, right?
Yep.
And so they're
Yep.
bullish on the dollar, so we can look at the dollar too, right? If we look at the Dixie, you can see the Dixie's, you know, as exactly as you said, is it's been taking a beating, right? So this is actually pretty funny is the trend is going one way and everyone's trying to fade it. So this would actually be a pretty great setup for a trader to say, "Hey, I'm going to keep shorting that dollar. I'm going to keep buying the Euro USD because everyone's bearish and we need to get them bullish before it dumps."
Sure. Sure. I mean, it's just interesting how that's wild how everyone's 70% is actually bullish on the dollar, but it's been going.
Yeah, I wonder if we can if I pull up here, I might be able to just pull up the
Time
Dixie
frame.
to
Could you
dollar.
also is that 70% bullish on like does that change or is it from like how long back? Like is there a time frame on that or not? It's just
Um,
what the
I think
positions are.
it's time update is just of as of today, right? That's the current positions, I suppose, the floating. So if you look at the US dollar, so just the Dixie, it's about 50-50. So I imagine if we look at the euro, maybe. No, I'm not. So that means that people probably are it's not the dollar that's causing it. Dollar's
Sure.
50-50. It's the euro that's causing it, right? Um, so yeah, more people are just bearish on the euro for whatever reason.
Euro.
So
Interesting.
pull up
I
the.
haven't traded currencies in so long. When last did you take a trade on a currency pair?
Well, the last time I took a currency pair trade, 5 years
Yeah.
ago, dude.
Yeah, dude, it's been a minute for me, bro. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, it's I'm not a fan of the currencies, but that is a very different sort of trading style because sentiment it is much more important in those those pairs. Yeah, cool.
No, for sure. Yeah, I'm looking at the markets right now. I mean, Nasdaq's coming off that 400 level, 25 400, but still, dude, like literally hasn't done anything. You know, like the range today right now from high to low on the Nasdaq's, besides the open, I mean, it's 180 points, but like in the last 30 minutes, we've literally done nothing. Like literally nothing. Even an hour, actually.
Yeah, I would more or less argue that the day is already over, right? It's just about the noon hour for New York. You had some volatility from I think it was CPI this morning, that caused a little bit of volatility, but ultimately you're gonna range in this block, this whole range all day probably.
Was it CPI? Well, isn't it was core retail sales? Yeah, I think CPI's on Friday now.
Sorry, I got it backwards. Yeah, retail sales. There's a little bit of news that caused a little bit of volatility this morning, but nothing crazy.
Yeah. I mean, dude, it's days like this is where you go get off the desk and you relax, personally. But
yeah, I think that's what we're probably going to be doing pretty quick here. Let's take a couple more questions before we wrap it up.
Yeah,
because, it'd be nice to take a trade, but guys, we're warning you for tomorrow. NFP tomorrow could be an insane day, just based off of the tight coil that's happening right now. That should tell you that an impulse move is about to happen, right? You don't even need to be following the news. When things just kind of flatline, eventually it'll break, right? Let's see any questions.
Yeah, we got it. Let's see what let's answer a couple of questions here and then we can wrap up. Let's see.
Yeah.
Have you sent me any there, Hunter?
If gold is the only option to trade. Oh wait, where was that? Dang, everyone just spammed questions. I scrolled it down. Then would it be okay? Okay, this question doesn't make sense. Sorry. What's your take on actually, all these prop firms? Let's talk about it. Changing the rules, shutting down gold, turning off overnight holds.
Yeah, that is an interesting one, bro, I must say. I've been quite surprised. I mean, my brokers have done it. They have maybe increased the margin requirements for gold. But which is understandable. I mean, the things have been moving so much, but I don't understand not trading it. I mean, that's pretty crazy.
To me, it's completely shooting yourself in the foot, right? Like you can't. Everyone trades gold in the CFD space. Everyone trades.
Well,
gold.
It's massive. Yeah,
you can't turn it off, right?
Even from the
in the
broker
future
space.
Even in the futures, right? Like 50% of people in the future space trade gold. The other 50% trade Nasdaq, right?
Correct. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't. It's a bit annoying, I'm sure, for most traders, but luckily I haven't, and I'm sure Maven hasn't been affected as well, right?
Yeah. It's funny enough. It's actually kind of surprising me, right? Like, I'm seeing all of these firms clearly having issues, like clearly, like they're about to go bankrupt, right? Sort of thing. And they're making changes last minute. They're denying payouts. And I'm like I thought that we would be seeing a little bit more concern. You know what I mean? I thought things were going to be a bigger problem than they are. But for some reason, we've built a model and I didn't think it was this secure. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Our model is so good that we're not seeing a slightest little bit of issues, right? And I'm like, how are these guys so incompetent? Like firms that have been around for a decade are blowing their foot off, right?
Yeah, no, I've been watching it on Twitter. I mean, that's probably the wildest place personally, but people aren't taking well to it. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
Cat
And
soft says 100.
Nasdaq sliding a little bit. Yeah.
Do markets react to the facts or how people feel about the facts? That's a good would you rather sort of thing, right? I'll say that again. Do you think markets react more to the actual facts or how people feel about the facts?
Do markets react to the actual facts or how you feel about the facts?
Yeah. So is markets driven by data or emotion, basically?
I think emotions probably, because what a trader is going to do. It's just like what a trader is going to do after the different news releases of the different prop firms. That's how the market reacts to it.
Here's the answer. I think long-term trends react to data. The actual long-term price reacts to the data, right? Like gold going up, right? That's because there's instability in global economics. Things are there's problems right now. People are not feeling very safe, right? So the data says we should be in gold, right? But if you look at silver, that's pure emotion. That was a very there's no way the data tells us that silver all of a sudden is worth 20 times as much. You know what I mean? Maybe not 20 times, but you know what I mean? It's six
I
times
agree.
as much.
That's all emotion. It doesn't just go like that in a couple of days or weeks.
Yeah, it's very much like Bitcoin too. Is if we look at Bitcoin, right? Like people overreact to things, but the overarching trend is, hey, the data tells us that this is the direction of Bitcoin, right? Wait, let's see here.
Yeah.
Draw this. This is the direction of Bitcoin. And guess what? We drew just a random line here. Now we're on the low side. We're going to oversell ourselves, and then it's going to start coming back up to this, right? And actually, an interesting strategy. What do you think about just investing in this sort of manner, right? Drawing a line like this and just being like, oh, it's going up like that sort of direction, and buying when it goes below.
Tory trades.
Huh? No, but this is different. This is when it goes below, it's like, okay, it's cheaper than the average price. You know what I mean?
Dude, it probably would work. I mean, if you got the right position size, you just buy once it's below the average the average price.
Yeah.
Sometimes look how long you would have to wait for there though when it goes below the line over in the middle there.
So you go here and then you sell it when it comes back. And then when you know what I mean?
Yeah. Jeez. That's a pretty funny strategy. I mean, but the first day you buy it, 1,000 points downside on the Nasdaq.
You have no risk management, that's for sure.
Yeah.
What's the biggest mindset shift between day trading and
Hunter, he has one quickly before the next question. One of my mates always said, you can only lose 100% of your count, but you can gain infinity.
Yeah, I mean, so you might as well bet 100%.
Yeah. What's the biggest mindset shift between day trading and swing trading?
Yeah.
Is that the one that you were reading?
Yeah, that was exactly the one I was reading.
Well, I think day trading, you have to be a bit more alert, more quick to respond. Swing trading is a lot more slow, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of...
I think of it as more of a negative thing. I think day trading is people having the thought that I want to get rich quick, right?
Sure.
So the mindset shift is very much like swing traders in my mind are actually trading the markets, right? It's too fast paced, right? I think day trading, it's possible, but it's so fast paced that it ends up being this chaotic, crazy thing, right?
Sure.
And you're not really using fundamental data that way either, right? You're not going with trends. You're just doing patterns, right? So if you like patterns, like if you like whatever pattern and you like the structure of, that autistic sort of mentality, day trading might be a little bit better for you, I guess.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Also, I would say swing trading's probably got a lot more fundamentals in play because you're holding over larger time frames, right?
Yeah, totally. Should we wrap this up?
Yeah, I mean, that's been a good one. We'll hopefully get some of the guests. They've been avoiding us, Hunter. I think they've been avoiding us.
People keep getting sick and whatnot, and then they cancel.
Yeah.
So we got people coming in the future, I'm sure.
I'm a bit sick, but I pull onto the stream because I'm a grinder.
You're also on vacation.
Yeah. That too.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. I'm gonna post the winner of the 50K account in Maven's Discord. We'll be back next week. See you.
Cheers, guys.